जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव गोपी जनवल्लभ गिरिवरधारी गोपी जनवल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन ब्रज जनरंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जनरंजन जमुना तीरवनचारी तीरवनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव जयं विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्र शतश्री श्रीमद् चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी प्रभुपाद की श्रीमद् भागवत महापुराण की समवेत भक्त वृंद की निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. Glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Jai Ho. Text number 27, right? Okay. Bande Gurun Isha Bhaktan Isham Ishavatarakan Tat Prakasham Tat Sakti Krishna Chaitanya Sangyakam Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarine Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhaivacha Patitanang Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Mahabhadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratushe Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Shute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Narayanam Namaskritya Narun Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirajet Nashtaprayesva Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki Om Namo भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। मदेकबन्धमत्सङ्गेन मद्गुरो मन्महाधन मन्निस्तारकमदभाग्य मदानन्दनमस्तु ते। असाधु साधुतादायिन् अतिनीचचतारक हानमञ्च कदाचिन्मां प्रेम्णाहृत्कण्ठय स्फुरा. So today we are reading from Canto 4, Chapter 20 and text number 27, the Vishnu's appearance in the sacrificial arena. 27 is on the board, you can repeat after me. Atha bhaje tvakhilapurushattamam gunalayam padmakare valalasaha apyavayorekapati spridho kalir न स्यात् कृतत्वचरणैकतानयोः अथा भजे त्वाखिलपुरुषोत्तमम् गुणालयं पद्मकरेवलालसः अप्यावयोरेकपति स्फृदौ कलिर् न स्यात् कृतत्वचरणैकतानयः अथा भजे त्वाखिलपुरुषोत्तमम् गुणालयं पद्मकरेवलालसः अप्यावयोरेकपति स्फृदो कलिर् न स्यात् कृतत्वचरणैकतानयोः Please repeat. अथा भजे त्वाखिलपुरुषोत्तमम् गुणालयं पद्मकरेवलालसः खिलपुरुषोत्तमम् गुणालयं पद्मकरेवलालसः अथा भजे त्वाखिलपुरुषोत्तमम् गुणालयं पद्मकरेवलालसः अप्यावयोरेकपतिस्पृदो कलिर्न स्यात् कृतत्वचरणैकतानयः. Vaishnavis. Atha bhajetva khilapurushottamaṁ gunalayam padmakare balalasaha Okay, thank you. So, purport and translation purport by His Divine Grace, Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki. Atha, therefore, abhaje, I shall engage in devotional service. Tva, unto you, Akhila, all attractive. Purusha Uttama, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Gunalayam, the reservoir of all transcendental qualities. Padmakara, the goddess of fortune, who carries a lotus flower in her hand. Iva, like Lalasaha, being desirous. Api, indeed. Avayaho, O Lakshmi, of Lakshmi and me. Ekapati, one master. Spridhaha, competing. Kalihi, quarrel. No, not. Shyat, may take place. Krita, having done. Tvatcharana, unto your lotus feet. Ekatanayoh, one attention. Translation. Now, I wish to engage in the service of the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and to serve just like the goddess of fortune, who carries a lotus flower in her hand, because His Lordship, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is the reservoir of all transcendental qualities. I am afraid that the goddess of fortune and I would quarrel because both of us would be attentively engaged in the same service. Purport. The Lord is here addressed as Akhila Purusham, Akhila Purushottama, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord of the entire creation. Purusha means the enjoyer or enjoyers within the universe. Generally, they can be divided into three classes: those who are conditioned, those who are liberated, and those who are eternal. In the Vedas, the Supreme Lord is called the supreme eternal of all eternals, Nityo Nityanam. Both the Supreme Personality of Godhead and the living entities are eternal. The Supreme Eternals are the Vishnu Tattvas, or Lord Vishnu and his expansions. So, Nitya refers to the personality of Godhead, beginning to Mahavishnu, Narayana, and other expansions of Lord Krishna. As stated in the Brahma Samhita, Ramadimurtisu, there are millions and trillions of expansions of Lord Vishnu as Rama, Nrsimha, Varaha, and other incarnations. All of them are called eternals. The word Mukta refers to the living entities who never come within this material world. The Bhaktas, the Buddhas, are those living entities um, who are almost eternally living within this material world. The Buddhas are struggling very hard within this material world to become free from the threefold miseries of material nature and to enjoy life, whereas the muktas are already liberated. They never come into this material world. Lord Vishnu is the master of this material world, and there is no question of his being controlled by material nature. Consequently, Lord Vishnu is addressed here as Purushottama, the best of all living entities, namely Vishnu Tattvas and Jiva Tattvas. It is a great offense, therefore, to compare Lord Vishnu and the Jiva Tattva or consider them on an equal level. The Mayavadi philosophers equalize the Jivas and the Supreme Lord and consider them to be one. But that is the greatest offense to the lotus feet of Lord Vishnu. Here in the material world, we have practical experience that a superior person is worshipped by an inferior one. Similarly, Purushottama, the greatest, the supreme personality of Godhead, Krishna or Lord Vishnu, is always worshipped by others. Prithu Maharaj, therefore, decided to engage in the service of the lotus feet of Lord Vishnu. Prithu Maharaj is considered to be an incarnation of Lord Vishnu, but he is called a Shaktiavesh incarnation. Another significant word in this verse is Gunalayam, which refers to Vishnu as the reservoir of all transcendental qualities. The Mayavadi philosophers take the absolute truth to be nirguna, without qualities. In accordance with the impersonalistic view, but actually the Lord is the reservoir of all good qualities. One of the most important qualities of the Lord is his inclination to his devotees, for which he is called Bhaktavatsala. The devotees are always very much inclined to render service unto the lotus feet of the Lord, and the Lord is also very much inclined to accept loving service from his devotees. In that exchange of service, there are many transcendental transactions which are called transcendental qualitative activities. Some of the transcendental qualities of the Lord are that He is omniscient, omnipresent, all pervasive, all powerful, the cause of all causes, the absolute truth, the reservoir of all pleasures, the reservoir of all knowledge, the all auspicious, and so on. Prithu Maharaj desired to serve the Lord with the goddess of fortune, but this desire does not mean that he was situated on the platform of Madhurya Rasa. The goddess of fortune is engaged in the service of the Lord in the rasa of Madhurya, conjugal love. Although her position is on the chest of the Lord, the goddess of fortune, in her position as a devotee, takes pleasure in serving the lotus feet of the Lord. Prithu Maharaj was thinking only of the lotus feet of the Lord because he is on the platform of Dasyaras or servitorship of the Lord. From the next verse, we learn that Prithu Maharaj was thinking of the goddess of fortune as the universal mother, Jagan Mata. Consequently, there was no question of his competing with her on the platform of Madhurya Rasa. Nonetheless, he feared that she might take offense at his engaging in the service of the Lord. This suggests that in the absolute world there is sometimes competition between servitors in the service of the Lord, but such competition is without malice. In the Vaikuntha world, if a devotee excels in the service of the Lord, others do not become envious of his excellent service because rather aspire to come to the platform of that service. It's a very important verse for us, the follower of Krishna consciousness. And Srila Prabhupada also has given a very wonderful analytical purport to explain every single detail of this verse. He has very scrutinizingly analyzed this verse by referring to the commentaries of our previous acharyas. So, in this section, we are hearing Prithu Maharaj's response to Lord Vishnu. We have been hearing Prithu Maharaj had performed Ashramadi Yajna, and even though Indra tried to disturb him, finally Lord Vishnu appeared in the sacrificial arena, and in this section, when Lord Vishnu appeared, we learn two things that Srila Prabhupada also explains in the purport. Lord is very kind to his devotees, called Bhakta Vatsala quality. And also, it is seen that a devotee who is in the platform of exchanging emotional, loving emotion with the Supreme Lord, what happens to such a devotee when he sees the personality of Godhead? So, here, first of all, we need to understand what is this Bhakta Vatsal quality. Prabhupada is explaining that Krishna, he is Bhakta Vatsala. And we have seen in Mahabharata war how Krishna, he wonderfully showed his Bhaktavatsal quality towards Arjuna. The day Bhishma Dev was fighting with Arjuna. You know this pastime. What happened? When Duryodhan found out that Bhishma Dev is not actually fighting on his behalf with all his might, he could see that the uh, Pandavas party, and they are fighting so violently, and many soldiers are being dead. They are died in the battle. So Duryodhan didn't appreciate this. He was thinking, Bhishma Dev is such a great warrior. He should fight with all his might so that victory is on my side. He was thinking like that. And then he one day came to Bhishma Dev. He said, Pitamaha, my dear grandfather, you know, I had taken this challenge because you are there on my side. And I can see you have been still very, very affectionate towards the Pandavas, especially towards Arjuna. Whenever Arjuna comes before you, you try to avoid. You are not fighting with them. Then he told one thing. He said, you know, you are being fed by me. You are eating food from me and favoring Pandavas. Bhishmadev became very furious. What? You think I am still favoring Pandavas? Okay, I am taking this vow today. Tomorrow, I am saving these 5 arrows. Before sunset, 5 Pandavas will be dead. If not, Krishna has to break his promise. So Duryodhana was very happy. Okay, if Pandavas are not killed, at least Krishna will be humiliated for breaking his promise. Then he said, my dear grandfather, give me those 5 arrows with me, because you are an old man. If by chance tomorrow when you are going to the battle, if you forget to bring these arrows, so better I should keep these arrows with me. He was thinking he is very intelligent man. Then Bhishmadev said, all right, take it. So next morning, Bhishmadev went to the battle, but something had happened last night. What happened? Sri Prahlad Nrsimhadev ki Krishna, he told Arjuna, let's go. Arjuna is saying, what? Throughout the whole day I have been fighting so hard and I need to take rest. Now you are calling me to go somewhere. Come on, Arjuna. Don't worry. We will go somewhere. Then Arjuna started following Krishna. And they went to the place where Duryodhana was staying, to his tent, Duryodhana's tent. And when they entered, Duryodhana started speaking. Oh, Arjuna, you are here? Come on, welcome. Why are you here? Oh, you want compromise? Okay, you want to take the kingdom? Without even fight, I will give you. Just beg from me. Kshatriyas are very arrogant, If somebody is coming to ask them for something, they will give. So he's thinking Arjuna has come to beg the kingdom, so I will give him. Arjuna said, no. I have not come with a compromise or to beg the kingdom. So why? Why are you here for? He said, you remember? The day you are fighting with the Jakshas and I rescued you? Oh yes, I remember. He said, then you had promised to give me bones, so I am here to take the bone. He said, oh, that means you want the kingdom? He He said, no, 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 no. I am not here to take the kingdom as a boon from you. He said, what do you want? Arjuna said, first promise that whatever I am going to ask, you will give me. Because you had given me promise that you will give me the boon. So today, the day I am going to ask for the boon. He said, all right. Whatever you ask, I am going to give you. While going on the way, Krishna had told Arjuna, you remember that boon he wanted to give you? And today, when you go, you ask him for the boon. And what is the boon you will ask? You will say, give me those 5 arrows you got from Bhishmadev. Arjuna said, what is that? Krishna said, don't worry about it. I am just telling, just follow my advice. So Arjuna said, yes, I need the boon. Arjuna said, all right, what is the boon you want? Give me those 5 arrows you got from Bhishmadev. Wow. You can imagine how Krishna is playing the trick. He got the 5 arrows. And the next day when Bhishmadev went to the fight, he asked for the arrow. He said, Duryodhan, where is the 5 arrows? Duryodhan he doesn't know what to do. He says, Krishna has taken it from me. What? Krishna took it from you? All right. He was very happy actually. Bhishmadev. He said, okay. Today I will prove to the entire world Krishna is Bhakta Vatsal. He is very dear to his devotees. He is very protective to his devotees. And on that day, Bhishmadev was fighting so violently, so furious. Battle took place between Arjuna and Bhishmadev. Bhishmadev was shooting arrow at Arjuna so heavily, just like torrents of rain, He was showering arrow like rainfall. And Arjuna did not have ability to counteract. He was just cutting those arrows, He couldn't attack even one arrow to Bhishmadev. And Krishna is watching everything. What is going on? This old man is going to kill my friend. So, Krishna was also kind of a little bit worried. And then he looked at Arjuna. At that time, there's only one day, Arjuna started sweating. It was such a fierce battle. So when Krishna looked up, he saw Arjuna is, wiping his sweat. And then Krishna became very angry at Bhishmadev. He jumped off the chariot and got up a broken wheel in his hand and he was rushing towards Bhishmadev. I'll kill him. And Arjuna, he got down from the chariot and he's coming behind Krishna. He's, grabbing his feet and saying, hey, Krishna, please don't do this. But Krishna is pulling Arjuna and rushing towards Bhishmadev. And Bhishmadev, he left his bow and arrow and standing, calm, please. That is what I wanted. This is Krishna's Bhaktavatsal quality. Means, as you know, Krishna had promised in the beginning of the battle that one side my Sena, my soldiers will go, and the other side I will go. But the side I will go, I will not take up the weapons. That was Krishna's promise. But today, Krishna broke his promise to protect his devotee, Arjuna. This is how Krishna is Bhakta Vatsal. He is so dear to his devotee. He is so protective to his devotees. Krishna does not care about himself. Krishna knows sometimes he will break his promise. That's why he told Arjuna, Arjuna, you declare boldly, Kaunteo pratijani hi name bhakta pranashyati. Arjuna, you declare boldly, my devotee never perishes. Right? That means Krishna is really, he takes care of his devotees. He protects his devotees. And in this connection, we need to see this verse that Prithu Maharaj, he is offering his prayers. Anyway, his prayers is going on from text number 23. It started, the prayer started from text number 23. Actually, when Lord appeared, and Lord told Prithu Maharaj that you can ask some boon from me. Then Prithu Maharaj started talking to the Lord what boon he wants from the Lord. But before he started taking the boon, there's a nice explanation given that Lord was so deeply connected, he was so much affectionate to Prithu Maharaj that he was standing on the ground and keeping his fingers on the shoulder of Garuda. Srila Siddhar Swami, he explains that Kripa paravasanunam hari atmanam vismitavan. We know the demigods, they don't actually touch their feet on the ground. How come Lord is touching his feet on the ground? Right? He's standing there. So Siddhar Swami is explaining that surely nunam kripa paravasa hari atmanam vismitavan. The Lord, being overpowered by mercy, he forgot himself. Sometimes you also see, right? Like when you are so affectionate to maybe your son or somebody, your friend who is very near and dear to you, you forget about yourself. That you are standing there, you're doing something, you totally forget about the situation. Right? Make sense? Yes. That is the show of your affection. That is the feeling of your expression of your affection. So similarly, Lord became so affectionate to Prithu Maharaj, he forgot about himself even. And just to keep his balance, he's resting his hand on the shoulder of Garuda. This is what happens to the Lord when he becomes so affectionate to his devotees. And then Prithu Maharaj, he started speaking. Varan vibhotvat baradaswarat bubha. He's saying, actually, you give boon to Brahma, Shiva, all these big personalities. And actually, those who are intelligent, they don't ask for any boon which is pertaining to the living entities who are enjoying in this material world. People and living entities who enjoy in this material world, they go to the Lord and beg for material boon. But those who are Buddha, intelligent, they don't go to the Lord to ask for such kind of boon. So this is one instruction for us, that when we go to the Lord, we should not cry for our material needs to the Lord. Then he said, Kaibalyapate. Oh, you are the master of the liberation. Means you give liberation to the devotees. Then Lord said, oh, Prithu Maharaj, you want liberation? Okay, I'll give you liberation. Prithu Maharaj said, no, I don't want liberation. Why? Everybody wants liberation. Why you don't want liberation? He's saying, Mahattamantar hidaya mukhachyuta jatra jusmat padambuja charanasavam. No. Means, if I take liberation, I will be deprived of hearing about your transcendental qualities, pastimes from the lotus mouth of your devotees. Those narrations which are emanating from the mouth of a pure devotee, they are like nectar emanating from their mouth. And I don't want to miss that. If I want to attain liberation, means merge with your existence, then I will not get the opportunity to hear about that nectar from the mouth of your pure devotees. So what do you want? Oh, Bidatsa Karna Utame Samevara. You give me millions of years so that I can hear. 2 years are not enough. Huh? Do you sometimes feel like that? That you are listening to Harikatha, you want to hear more and more. Yes, sometimes it happens to the devotees also. They want to hear more. And here Prithu Maharaj is saying, I am not satisfied with 2 years. You give me millions of years. And I want to hear just your the glories from the lotus mouth of your devotees. Oh, you don't want liberation? You know, if somebody gets liberation, then he will be totally free from the material afflictions. If you don't get liberation, you cannot enjoy bhakti sukha, the happiness of devotion. Lord is saying, if you don't get kaivalya mukti, what will happen? You will be fully attached to hatred, attachment, happiness and distress. And then you will not be able to release the happiness of devotion, devotional service. So better you accept liberation. He is saying, no. I do not want. Why you don't want? He is saying, actually, those who are too much attached to their body and things connected with their body, even those people, when hear even once, slightly, maybe from a very distant place, about your glories from the mouth of a pure devotee, even those people who are afflicted with material desires, they give up their desire, they become your devotee. Such is the power of your glories. How can I desire liberation? I don't want liberation. Just by hearing once, very little from a very distant place, even people who are attached to this material world, they give up their material hankering. Such is the glory of your personality, your qualities. So I want to hear. Then he says, those glories, even Lakshmi Devi, she is eagerly waiting to hear. So I just want to hear. That is what in today's verse, Prithu Maharaj is saying, Atha bhajetva khirapurusattamam. Therefore, I want to serve you. I want to engage myself in the service of your lotus feet. This is a very instructive section for us, that devotees, they always want to engage themselves in the service of the Supreme Lord. And Srila Prabhupada, he is such a dynamic person, dynamic personality. He has given us so many different types of engagement in devotional service, how we can attach ourselves to the Supreme Lord's service according to our propensity. Right? Okay, you are good at deity worship, go and worship the deity. You want to go out and meet people, you are a talkative person, you want to show how great you are, go out with book. Just meet the world. bring transformation in their lives. Even Krishna says, those who distribute this knowledge, they are the most dear people to me. Okay, there's opportunity for you. Oh, I am very good at cooking. Okay, the devotee is doing deity worship, going out for book distribution, they need to be fed nicely. So you go to the kitchen, you cook nice prasadam for them. Right? Oh, I don't have those qualities, I am a very simple guy. What can you do? Oh, I know how to clean the temple. I can clean. Okay, you become temple commander. Ensure that everything is clean and tidy. Why? The temple commander, by taking care of the temple service, guest house service, and the pujari who is doing the deity worship, and the devotee who is going to book distribution, the devotee who is cooking in the kitchen, everybody is engaged in devotional service. Everything is a glorification to the personality of Godhead. That means the blessing of the Supreme Lord is there for all of us. Same blessing we can get, provided we have that intention of service. Not that we quarrel and fight. Huh? Oh, he is like this. No, I am. No, not grumbling, not finding fault, not seeing he is in better position. Like here you see, Prabhupada is making a very wonderful comment for us to take a lesson from this section. Prabhupada is saying that Prithu Maharaj was actually not quarreling. See, Prithu Maharaj desired to serve the Lord with the goddess of fortune, but this desire does not mean that he was situated in the platform of Madhurya Rasa. The goddess of fortune is engaged in the service of the Lord in the rasa madhurya, conjugal love. Means, in one way, looks like he's fighting, but Prabhupada is saying he was not competing with Lakshmi Devi. What is happening here? This is very nicely explained by Srila Jiva Goswami. That in the translation, Prabhupada is translating, I am afraid, Prithu Maharaj is saying, I am afraid that goddess of fortune and I would quarrel because both of us would be actively engaged in the same service. Is that something happening, quarrel? Prabhupada is translating, but in purport he is saying, no, they are not quarreling actually. What is that? This example have been given that Lakshmi Devi is engaged in the service of a lotus feet and I am going to serve, so we are going to fight. What does it signify? It signifies tasya bhaktyangsheva, means in this context the illustration pertains solely to her aspect of devotion. How Lakshmi Devi is engaged in the service of the Lord, Prithu Maharaj just wants to be engaged in the same type of service. This is the mood. Not that he is going to compete with Lakshmi Devi. What is Prithu Maharaj's mood is, Krishna, Lord Vishnu, is very merciful. By his causeless mercy, I have in the meantime attained the servitorship. That's a heroic service, right? Sometimes devotees, they feel very bold going out in book distribution. They meet some, very, challenging person, but they are able to convince them and give the book. That's a heroic service actually. They're proud actually. Good. Yes, they are able to convince somebody about Krishna, give Prabhupada's book. So Prithu Maharaj is feeling very humble in that way, that I have got some service by the mercy of the Supreme Lord. And Srila Jiva Goswami is saying, Anyatvevam manyante tattu khalu tadyadinam vishya kripa suchaka saprema vachana vinodana matram. He is saying, others, however, think in this way. What is that? That was merely a loving, playful statement indicating his compassion towards his own humble devotee. When Prithu Maharaj is speaking like this, that, oh, there will be a quarrel, fight. No, he is actually saying that, oh, Lord is so compassionate to his humble devotees that he has engaged me in his service. This is a lesson for us. What happens? When we are living in a community of devotees, sometimes we become jealous to see how another devotee is performing so good, so well, we are not able to do. Then we become envious, we become quarrelsome. Instead of trying to see the good qualities in others, we try to find fault with others. It happens among the devotees. But through this instruction, Prithu Maharaj's mood is that, oh, Lord is Bhakta Vatsal, and he has very graciously, out of his compassion, engaged me in this service. And if I do this service, definitely he will give his blessing to me, like he is giving blessing to him. Got it? That's a higher sense of Krishna consciousness. But in the material realm, when we have not realized these secrets, that how Krishna is very attentive to every single devotee to give his benediction. As I said, somebody is sweeping in the floor and somebody is doing deity worship, both of them going to get the same blessing. Because he is also doing with his heart. He is sweeping the floor very nicely, keeping it neat and clean. He is also putting his heart to decorate the deity. Krishna is looking, both of them. How is their intention? So devotional service defined according to the intention of the performer. If you are always grumbling, that is in the mood of passion or ignorance. That is not pure bhakti. So why do you find fault with others? Okay, he is qualified like that. He has got a service in the altar, and I have got a service to clean the floor. Okay. I am not going to be deprived from the Krishna's mercy. He will also give me his mercy, because he is the most compassionate person. So Prithu Maharaj is realizing this, saying, no, I am not quarreling actually. Actually, he is remembering the compassionate nature of the Lord, how he has given this opportunity, that heroic service to him. Now he has become the king, right? Prithu Maharaj, now he is going to lead the citizen. So it's a big service on behalf of the Lord he has got. So he's saying, Lord, this is how Lord is so compassionate to me. This is what we need to realize in this Krishna consciousness movement, all of us. Whatever service, little service we have got in our hand, we should feel proud of it. That yes, Krishna is so merciful, he has given me this service. I want to perform this service perfectly. Then I can also receive his blessings. Right? This is the mode we need to cultivate. So that's why here it is. He is saying that in the last line you see, no, nasyat kritatvat charanaikatanayo. How can there be rivalry, a quarrel? Because the mood is that we both are engaged in your service, in the service of your lotus feet. Means our attention is in your service. That means when devotees come together, when they quarrel, when they fight, when they find fault with each other, when their attention is not with service. For example, imagine your Guru Maharaj, he comes to this place, this temple. You want to serve, your friend, he also wants to serve. If both of you are thinking to serve your Guru Maharaj so that he can be, well situated, comfortable, and he can do better service, both of you are not going to quarrel. Am I correct or not? Did you understand? It makes sense to you? Yes, because we want to serve Gurudev. That's why there's no question of fighting. Similarly, when we are in the temple, we have been given with some service by the authority, then we should not be quarreling and fighting if our goal is service under the lotus feet of the Lord. When we start quarreling, we should know that we have got some other hidden motive. Not the service is the goal. This is the lesson given here. Tat charanaikotanaya. Ekatanayo means we are focusing on the service of your lotus feet. How can we quarrel? We cannot quarrel. Make sense? Yes? Yes. See, Bhagavatam is a very instructive scripture. Every verse is carrying some message for us. If we follow that, we can become perfect. So this is one message given here. And then Prabhupada is referring to the next verse also. Where is Prithu Maharaj, in next verse you will see, Jagat Jananyam, Jagadisha Vaishasham, Jagat Jananyam, Jagat Janani. When Prithu Maharaj is addressing Lakshmi Devi as Jagat Janani, how can he quarrel with his mother? He will not. So in that way, even though apparently speaking, Prithu Maharaj is saying, there will be fight between me and Lakshmi Devi, but hidden meaning is, he is not going to quarrel or fight, rather he is realizing, Krishna's mercy is like this, and both of us are engaged in the service of this lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, there is no question of quarreling and fighting. So, this is the lesson part. And also there is some philosophical narration given about Purushottama. The verse says, Atha bhajetva khila Purushottamam Gunalayam Padmakareva Lalasa. Prabhupada is commenting on this Purushottama and Gunalayam, two words. So Purushottama word have been defined here by taking reference from also Bhagavad Gita. We have seen in the 15th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, 16, 17 and 18, these three verses, Krishna is talking about Dvavimo Purusho Luke Ksharascha Vacha. There are two types of entities. One is Kshara and the other one is Akshara. Kshara means the living entities who are conditioned souls. We have so much attraction to the material world, then we fall down from our position. We remain in this material world. We are Kshara, conditioned souls, Baddha Jivas. And Akshara are those who are liberated entities, who are in the spiritual world. Or even if in this world, they are so absorbed in the service of the Supreme Lord, they are automatically liberated. Yahajasya haridasya karmana manasagira nikhila swapyavasthasu jivan mukta sauchyate. Even though they are engaged in all different types of activities in this world, but still they are liberated. Why? Charanaikotanaya. They are absorbed in the service of the lotus feet of the Personality of Godhead. Therefore, they are also liberated. So anyway, according to this explanation, the conditioned souls are called Baddha Jivas. They are Kshara, fallible entities. And those who are absorbed in the service of the lotus feet of the Lord, they are liberated entities. And then he is saying, Uttama Purushastanya, Paramatma Samahita. Beyond these two, there is Uttama Purusha, Paramatma, who is not independent actually. And above him is Bhagavan, Purushottama. That is Krishna, Jagannath, he is Purushottam. So in that way, this is a philosophical explanation about Purushottama. Purusha, there are different types of Purusha. Conditioned souls, they try to enjoy in this world, in their life. They are Kshara Jivas, they are one type of Purusha. Liberated souls, they are engaged in service of the Lord, they are a Purusha. Paramatma Purusha. And Supreme Purusha is Krishna. Then Prabhupada also comments about Gunalayam. Gunalayam means, Guna means the transcendental qualities in this connection. And Alaya means reservoir. So Krishna is the reservoir of all transcendental qualities. Then Prabhupada comments, he says that Mayavadis, impersonalists, they say Krishna is without quality. Brahman or Supreme Personality of Godhead is without quality. But actually, he is without material qualities. He is full of transcendental qualities. That's how we discuss about how Krishna, as Bhakta Vatsala, he was ready to even sacrifice his personal promise to protect his dear devotee Arjuna. He has done so many times, right? Even for Draupadi. So, by hearing these kind of narrations, we should get our devotional service rejuvenated. We should feel more powerful. Yes, Krishna says he will give me protection. I should not be, fearful of any situation whatsoever I face in this material world. I should be fully, determined, fully engaged in the service of the lotus feet of their lordships. And in this way, I should continue my day and remain happy in Krishna consciousness. This is the message given to us today. So, any question or comment you may have, whatever you do. Yes, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. So even though I may be working on my intention, trying to really do it for the pleasure of my Guru and Krishna, there still could be some hidden motive there. And sometimes I feel like I cannot even perceive it or know what it is. Could you give some advice on that? What to do then?
You see, these kind of imperfections are always there with the conditioned soul. As long as we are conditioned, these things will pop up from time to time. As you correctly mentioned, initially when we engage in Krishna consciousness, because we hear from the senior devotees, Guru Maharaj, then we kind of try to act in that platform, but the purification has not yet happened fully. So there are certain desires which are hidden. And what will happen? From time to time, it will pop up and create disturbance. It happens actually. So the best remedy is that, first of all, I should recognize that I am a conditioned soul. Means I am full of defects. I should be consciously reminding myself that I have some imperfections in me. I have some defects in me. Okay? And to overcome those imperfections, those defects, few things we have to do. First thing is, I admit that is one thing I should do. Then the second thing is, every day I must go before the Lord and express my conditioned nature to Him. Means, if you become attentive, you will know, for example, you are talking to somebody. While talking, you might have misbehaved him. through talking. If you are attentive, you will know, oh, I should not have spoken to him like this. So you realize this. Next day when you come, or next time when you are coming to the Lord, you confess before Him, my dear Lord, I understand this is not what is expected from me, being a Vaishnava. Please help me. Without your help, I cannot overcome this kind of challenges because I am conditioned. I understand my helpless state. So please, you help me, you guide me. You tell him, like Prithu Maharaj is saying, one prayer you can tell him. You tell him, when you come before him, you say, look, I do not know what is good for me. Just like a small child, he does not know what is good for him. Without the child appealing to his father, father knows what is good for the child, he does that. Similarly, I am innocent, I don't know anything. I am your servant. Without me asking for you, I do not know what is good for me. You do what is good for me. Just give yourself fully to him, to his hand. Right? Who is more attentive? Child is more attentive or father is more attentive about the child's protection? Father is more attentive. Because child is innocent. Father has to be attentive. Now imagine, if you put yourself in the shoes of an innocent child and approach Krishna in that mood, Krishna cannot be inattentive to you. Now you have given him more responsibility. Huh? You bound him. What can he do? He said, okay, now I have to take care of this baby. And to cultivate this mood, sometimes we forget. We hear. But when you go before the Lord, we forget that we have to pray to Him like this every day. So what do? Read Prabhupada's books every day. Brahmachari at least 2 hours. So, we realize our conditioned nature. First thing, when you come before the Lord, remember if I have done something wrong, admit before Him, or put yourself in front of Him just like an innocent child and accept Him as your father to take care of you because you do not know what is good for you. So you surrender yourself to Him in that mode. And the fourth thing, every day read Prabhupada's books. Prabhu, you will be totally safe and secured. No worry, no problem. Anytime you want to eat, he will ensure that you get the food. Anytime you need your clothing, he will ensure you get the clothing. He will ensure that you will be always protected from everything. And even if there is some accidental, challenges we may face, that time also, oh my dear Lord, you are so kind. Now you are giving me this situation so that I can fix my attention unto you, right? Joy, thank you very much. Okay, please keep me in your service. You take that as a favorable condition, not as a challenge. Huh? Why do you complain? Don't complain. Stop complaining. Even that adverse situation is also an opportunity given to me by you so that you don't want me to forget you, right? Okay, now I understand your intention. Take it in that happy mood. Then you see how Krishna is working in your life, through your life. You enjoy your life. Devotees know how to enjoy life. Materialists, they do not know how to enjoy the life. Karmis, they do not know how to enjoy the life. Jnanis, yogis, they do not know how to enjoy the life. Devotees, they know how to enjoy the life. Enjoyment is not just all about sense gratification. Enjoyment, real enjoyment actually experienced by an entity when he is beyond this propensity of sense enjoyment. Then he actually enjoys the real life. Make sense? Yes, sadhu is nodding his head. Yes. Good, thank you. Hare Krishna. Yes, you want to ask something?
Sometimes, thank you very much for your class. Sometimes living in a community of devotees, it makes sense as we live in Kali Yuga, and there is age of quarrel. And sometimes when you live longer in a place, different devotees may come to express something. And sometimes to not cause problems, say for example, I'll keep silent. Just some random examples, like some Mataji may complain about how she's been handled, or some child is not properly taken care of. What is the proper way to deal with such issues? Because one doesn't want to become then the reason that a quarrel begins, you know?
Very nice. Very practical question, actually. There are a few things. One thing you should know, that sometimes, as you said, you gave a case study. Somebody is, mishandled by someone. It's something to do with him or her as a person, actually. Sometimes, they go to such an acute state of suffering. They're just looking forward to somebody they just don't want to reveal their mind to. Then if you just listen to them attentively, even if we don't say anything, they feel released of the burden. Sometimes you need to do that. Just listen. Even if you don't respond, their already burden is relieved. They become free. Not necessarily they're expecting you to give a comment to them. No need. Okay? Sometimes we need to do that. Actually, she is feeling pain because her child was ill-treated. Maybe she is looking forward to some solution. Even if we feel like giving her some advice or be part of the solution making, we should first of all know whether I am in a position to tell her or she is in a position to accept my advice. Many times what happens, when somebody is in a troublesome situation, he's just looking out at how to vent it out, without understanding whether I am going to listen to whatever he or she is going to recommend to me or not. That is not the intention. So that's why you need to be very careful. Maybe just listen and keep silence. Maintain silence. Or if she is really looking forward to asking some advice, she kind of prompts you, she keeps on pressing the bell, say something. You don't immediately assume the position of the counselor. Counselor means just giving advice. No, you become the coach. Coaching means, because you actually do not know what has happened, you have to ask him or her some questions about the incidents, so that she will able to find her own solution in it. That is the mode of coaching, different from coaching and counseling. Coaching, like you see, a football player, he is a coach. The coach is not going to play in the field. The coach's responsibility is to train the player in such a way that his inner capability is awakened and felt by him, and he is qualified to use the techniques at the time of need. That is the coaching. That means he or she is a Vaishnava or Vaishnavi. She knows that she has to act according to the Vaishnava principles. So your coaching should happen in such a way that you ask her certain questions which will prompt her or him to take a decision based on Vaishnava principles. Oh, that requires some skill. Then you will never get caught, entangled in creating some conflict, something, quarrel between, as you just mentioned. So this is what is very, very essential. That's why if I am not qualified, sometimes I can say, sorry, I don't know I don't have an answer for this. Few things. I said, first of all, you listen and keep quiet. Second thing I said, if you have to do, she keeps on pressing you, then if you are qualified, then you don't become the counselor, become the coach. Means you are asking some questions which are activating the capability in that devotee to take a decision, find a solution by himself, following the Vaishnava principles. That requires some expertise in you to ask the questions which will help him to recognize the Vaishnava qualities to take a decision. And third thing I said, if not, I feel I should admit, no, I'm not in a position, because I don't want to be conflict creator. So I said, I don't know how, I don't have a reply to this. Maybe you should consult some other person. Very simple. We are not committing any offense. We are not creating any trouble. Makes sense? Makes sense. Useful. That's how we should take care of our community. Because, everybody is on the path we are walking. So different have different kind of baggages. So everybody has to deal with their baggage. We should not add on to their baggage. Then what happens? Then society will be more peaceful. Therefore, Guru is there. Guru Maharaj can guide us. Okay? Thank you all very much. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki, Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda ki, Nitai Gaura Premanande, Hari Hari Bo.